What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. What's going on? Morning, everybody. Got a quick live feed. What I want to do with you guys today. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. What's up? I am Virgo. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, Breen? How you doing? Listen, guys. I want to have a quick live feed with you guys because I get asked a lot because this time of year we're near the end of the year. And a lot of people are asking, looking at astronomical prices to rent, kind of figuring like, hey, well, if I'm going to pay this much money for rent, I might as well go out and buy me a house. That's my opinion on it, right? I've been in the financial industry over 25 years, asking me, hey, Pooch, what do you think about, should a person rent or buy? And I always go back to how I normally ask questions. It always just depends. And what I want to do today is have a discussion with you guys. When you ask them that question, should I rent or buy a home? Some of the key considerations that you need to take upon yourself to help with your process of elimination, because far too often you see a lot of information that people give you. You can look on the internet and people will say, hey, this, you should go buy a house. Now's the time to go buy a house and do things like that. Or you should be renting. It doesn't make sense because the rate's too high. What I want to do is just go through a list of different things that you should consider in regards to trying to decide if you should rent or be renting a home, or you should just do a purchase of a home, with it. So we're going to go through it. Feel free. You've got any questions or anything like that, ask your questions and everything. And, we have a good discussion in regards to that because, again, a lot of people, what's going on, Chris? A lot of people are asking me that in regards to, like I say, rent is sky high right now, right? But then also our home prices. So you just figure out, what do? You just go, get your damn cardboard box and go live on the side of the road, So with that said, I want to have an open discussion in regards to, what you need to be doing. Should you be renting or buying? Some of the key considerations. Like I said, now, like I said, we're streaming in on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok and Twitter. If you're looking at us on Instagram and TikTok, you're not on the regular live. You got the live feed going, but you don't have the same one that you have when I'm looking at it on through the StreamYard. So, but still, regardless, feel free. If you got any questions about what the subject matter, what we're talking about, feel free to ask. And when we start talking about deciding whether you should rent or buy a home with significant financial decision, it depends on several factors. And some of the key considerations I want to go over, again, some may be applicable to you, some may not. But again, feel free to ask questions, anything, or chime in if you have any opinion or questions about the subject matter. And the first thing I want to talk about is just financial stability. I mean by financial stability. And if I miss over something or go too fast, please just let me know. And with financial stability, we're looking at your current financial situation, right? Because everybody's different. And that's why a lot of times when you get holistic advice, y'all excuse me, I just got in from the gym, but I had to do the live feed. I got a late start on my day. But when you see a lot of times people give you advice, do this and do that now, they're speaking from their vantage point. They don't necessarily know what you got going on as far as the money you're making, what you have as far as commitments, being bills, children, health, home, car notes, all that kind of stuff. So your financial situation, you got to assess your current income, debt, savings, determine if you have enough savings for a down payment, closing costs, emergency fund. You got to know again what your credit score is. A high credit score can secure you a better rate. One of the biggest things I think a lot of times people try to avoid is just really prolonging things to get yourself in a better situation. We've done several videos, especially from a business standpoint. People try to avoid using their personal credit with everything. But I always be honest with people in regards to when you don't want to use your personal credit, it's not normally going to be advantageous for you because, again, most of the times, lender, even if even on a business loan where the actual loan won't hit your personal credit. It'll hit the social security number or the tax ID number of the business, but they still need to have somebody there to run it through, just, for purposes, just in case a loan get defaulted on. And when you avoid that, the deal is not going to be as beneficial to you, i.e. higher rates, i.e. shorter terms, things like that, not going to be beneficial to you. So you got to be able to be realistic with your credit score. And if you have credit challenges, it's not a mission of defeat. You just got to look at where you're at. That's what we're talking about now. Make that current assessment. Like, I'm here now. This is where I want to be in 6 months. This is where I need to be in a year. Most of the times, our credit don't get destroyed overnight. Sometimes, but most time it doesn't get destroyed overnight. You're not going to fix it overnight. So if it comes to the process, you have to just plan everything out as far as getting yourself in a better situation, just do that, okay? And we're talking about, again, some of the key considerations if you want to rent or buy, right? So again, they start talking about looking at a few things with yourself first. We look at current financial situation, talk about credit score. Another is the market conditions. And you just got to research the real estate market in the area you're interested in. Is it a buyer's market? Is it beneficial to be doing it? People when price just done shot up. What is it? Because at the end of the day, sometimes you can look over trends with certain things like, hey, it doesn't make it affluent because the price is high. It might just be the price high because we're going through that hyperinflation. And you got to be savvy enough and take your time and don't go off emotions and buy something you're like, look, man, I know it's just overpriced right now. With doing it, Regina Jackson, please send your contact information. All the information, and if you look in the description, so if you're looking on YouTube, all our contact information from the phone numbers, the office number, everything is in the description section of the video. So if you're looking at all contact information is in the description section of the video. So you'll be able to see that. And guys, the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel where we cover personal finance, entrepreneurship, investing in real estate. No matter what platform you're looking at, be it Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, go to the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. You can just Google Mr. Short Dollar. You see my big head pop up. Subscribe to the channel. We got over 800 videos with a lot of great information. Got an active grant playlist with over 150 grant opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. But definitely go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. But every video in the description section of every video is our contact information. So definitely, go there and check that out. But again, we start talking about the financial stability, the market conditions. You gotta take time to, again, assess, not a moment in time where it's like, hey, this is a hot market, people are buying and stuff. And then the things settle down. Like, okay, cool. This is just something because, where we at in the economy right now, where, things deflate. There are a lot of people that bought houses in the past, let's say 15 months, they were overpriced. And as rates continue to increase, prices are going to go down because people are not going to be able to afford the cost. So a house that was selling for $350,000, whereas the rate might have been 6%. Say this time last year, right? Rate was like 5.5%. But just say with your loan attached, you might got a home for $300,000 at 6.5%, 7% this time last year. You made that same house may be at 175, 200,000 because the prices, the rates have increased, i.e., which in turn drops the price, the selling price for the home. And that's the whole point of the Fed raising rates. That's their job. They to regulate the economy and everything. So that's their job, to actually raise the rates when they see the inflation or the price increases coming in. The Fed Reserve rate, you see Jerome Powell come up there where they're assessing where we are in the economy. So if they say, hey, listen, prices are not dropping, inflation is still there, they'll increase the rates, which makes people reluctant to buy because it's going to cost too much, which turn around makes, the prices drop because people are not out there buying things. And so if you turn around and buy a particular, what's up, Dre? You turn around and buy a property now with the rate so high, again, and don't be surprised if, especially if rates continue to increase, if the price is going to, the actual selling price is going to drop. And you can easily be in a situation where you're buying a home now that may be overpriced, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. And it just varies from market to market. So I just really want you guys to make sure you assess the market conditions, what's going on with everything. Even if you say, hey, this is going to be our dream home, we're just going to be in a transitional phase, we're just going to stay here for a couple of years or whatever. You want to make sure that you do have some kind of intro, outro. If you want, because like I said, sometimes you may say, I just want to live here forever. But a lot of times when you get in a situation like that, you may say, hey, we can do this. If we care to move or leave, you have that option because, it's not, you didn't buy it at a loss. And a lot of people have done that over the past year. And you hope that over time, because we know traditionally with real estate, the value does increase over time. So even if you did get it overpriced, it'll probably catch up in the next couple of years. Not now, but it would, because it's you don't buy a home with negative equity, on purpose. Sometimes, depending on what the deal is, but for the most part, you wouldn't do that. But that's why we want to be able to assess those market conditions and don't go off impulse. We want to go off research, right? So again, that financial stability of you, the market, credit score, all that kind of stuff need to be assessed first. We're talking about should I rent or buy, and some of the key considerations you need to take first. The second thing is, what's your long-term plans, right? Duration of stay. If you plan to stay in the area for a short period of time, rent might be the more economical due to flexibility if it offers, right? Because you're not tied in. When you start talking about making a 30, 20, 30, 40-year commitment to something that you really don't know if you're going to be there for a while, I don't necessarily know, right? Now, if there's a situation where you may say, well, listen, I'm buying this house way below market, I'm getting all this equity and stuff like that, that's a consideration. But for the most part, if you don't know, if you're going to be like maybe a little longer time, you might want to actually rent because, again, you got one perspective that, listen, I'm paying a certain body's mortgage or whatever with doing it, but you're also not locked in. So you got to make sure you actually take that in consideration. So again, we're talking about long-term plans, part of those key considerations. What are you trying to do big picture-wise with it? The second thing is career stability. Consider the stability of your job or profession. If you might need to move for work, rent, or might be a safer choice. Rent might be a safer choice with doing it. That goes back to, a lot of times we can get a moment in time confused with what's going to be normal. When you get a new job, that new job euphoria, money coming in, everybody's good, family doing well, it's great, right? But on the flip side of it is a lot of times in this economy, you don't know how things are going to go. And I'm not sitting here saying don't, be adverse to do and make long-term commitments because of your job. But I do think from the outside looking in, you can go into situations and say, listen, okay, what are most of the people here doing? Are they renting, buying? Let me take a little time to peek the scene, things like that, because it's nothing uncommon. Just say when things we know with outside of governmental agencies, and you have some, I can't even say like even with your major Fortune 500 companies, even you working at like you just say the entry level or the manual level of the business, when they want to start, trimming fat and cutting costs, they just laying people off, right? But you do need to kind of make it, get a good feeling in regards to your job situation. We know those solid anchors that you pretty much know you're going to work forever. Teachers, governmental jobs, things like that, where you got stability. Just anything that's public service. Let me slow down the mic. I'm sorry. You probably got, a better chance to build it. But I will say just be scrutinized as much as possible how much you feel that, I'm going to be in a stable situation. Don't just go into a situation where, look, this is a good job and good money, my family's safe. Get a couple years. You might say, well, hey, that's a long time. But again, you're still talking about a 20, 30, 40-year commitment with that mortgage, right? It's not a right way or a wrong way of doing anything. But again, we're talking about key consideration that you need to think about in making your decision if you should rent or buy. And we start talking about just that career stability. You want to kind of, if you're not for sure, just keep renting for a little bit. It's my personal opinion, okay? But would you purchase anything like that if you've been at a job for a year or so and you don't really, again, outside of some stable field, i.e. government, i.e. something that hey, pretty much pension related, I don't necessarily know if I do that, okay? Other thing is family plans. Think about your family plans. Will your family be expanding? Do you need more space? I remember My first home, we had one kid. Like, I got four sons. We had one kid. He be 29 next month. And then when my second son, he's 21, 22, when he came along, it was kind of getting a little tight. It was a 3-bedroom home. When my third boy, which is 19, came, that's when okay, it's time, time to go. It was getting tighter now. So the starter home perspective was fine then. But as the family started expanding, and I think those one of the key considerations you have when you're looking at a home. My personal opinion, I don't necessarily know if you need to buy a 4 or 5 bedroom with a newborn, right? I don't know. You hope to have a big family and everything like that, but you don't necessarily know. But again, if you're in a stable situation, you might say, well, listen, we're going to get here, we're going to expand. But those kind of considerations that I think you need to think about in regards to should I rent or should I buy? Getting those long-term plans, duration of the stay, how long you plan on staying there, your career stability. And lastly, those family plans. What are you guys going to do big picture-wise? Going to keep it small or you want to grow big? What we want to do? And where are y'all in that process of actually growing this particular family? So again, we want to just be looking at these particular things. And again, guys, I understand. That's why I don't do the holistic approach. Now's the best time to do this. I don't believe in that. I believe in everybody has a unique situation. Everybody, has different things going on. You have one way, your best friend, your sibling, all you have different ways from the income, financial constraints, living constraints to take into consideration. So holistically, everything doesn't work for everybody. So again, that's what we're talking about. Should I rent or buy? That's some of the key considerations that you guys should take upon. The next thing is cost, monthly payments. Compare monthly rent payments with potential mortgage payments, including interest, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Okay. Consider your monthly payments. What's going to be coming out from a mathematical standpoint. One key thing that OG gave me when I bought this is over 20-some years ago, when OG gave me a key consideration. Don't necessarily compare your current rent or month, be kind of stuck on that. Because again, when you're talking about a mortgage, you're talking about a 30-year commitment. So even if the mortgage is higher, is a little bit uncomfortable for you to pay, don't avoid it, because again, you do know as you progress in life, your actual income potentially supposed to increase. So even if it's a little tight, I ain't necessarily saying go underwater, but even if it's a little uncomfortable, don't shy away from it, because you can easily be 5 to 10 years into that mortgage. Now that mortgage is way affordable, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm not saying go broke behind it, but also take into consideration, if you're on a progressive track, those things are going to continue to, get easier, because again, you're going to actually grow as an individual, as a professional. Okay. The next one, the hidden costs. Home ownership involves additional costs like repairs, property taxes, homeowner association fees, and maintenance. Renting often has fewer unexpected costs. Definitely go into home ownership with the expectation of costs that you didn't think about. HOAs, leaks, and stuff like that. Guys, I remember about a year ago when the tree hit my house and all kind of stuff. The insurance took care of it, but then all the other stuff I had to add in addition to it. Anytime things go, I got a home warranty on my crib. We talked about that in another previous video. Stuff go out all the times, lawn maintenance, things like that, HOAs, different stuff, guys. You got to just take consideration with that, with the home stuff. It's not a bad thing, but you got to make sure you got your mind conditioned to it. My oldest son bought his first home last year. And he was on this, wow, I wasn't thinking about this, wasn't thinking about that, which ain't uncommon. He's a young kid, real proud of him and everything. But there's a lot of stuff he hadn't even thought about what he got to take care of now just by being a homeowner. So just get the mindset with that. Flip side of it is with renting, you typically don't have to pay anything. But when stuff go out, you're at the discretion of them fixing your stuff, right? So, you even though with a home ownership, with being in an apartment or renting a rental property, the landlord or apartment place, they're supposed to take care of that. But if you call maintenance, hey, we're going to get to it, and you drive to the top of your apartments, they in a little golf cart eating Cheetos, You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I thought, hey, well, I got your ticket for you. We'll be there next week. So you that's a reality of that. Just what you're not gonna you're not gonna assume the cost of repairs and maintenance when you're renting, but you're at the discretion. You have something that's probably high priority, maybe leak, refrigerator, stuff like that. I know in Georgia landlord laws, you have certain things have priority over others. But if it's some flickering or whatever, like an inconvenience thing, it's really at their discretion, right? So that's just got these things kind of keep in mind. We're looking at, should I rent or buy, and the key considerations. So that's why I said everything's going to vary from person to person, situation to situation. So it's not, again, it's not holistic with everything. That's why I want to have these discussions in regards to look at different factors that you should consider when you're thinking about, should I rent or buy, right? The next thing is just lifestyle of freedom, all right? No, I'm sorry. We ain't even got out of cost. Market appreciation. Consider the potential appreciation of the property. Real estate can be an investment, and property value might increase over time. And we talked about that before. Even if you get something that may be, just to think about it, even if you get something that you have made a purchase, say in the past 15 months, that it was overpriced. You bought it for $300,000, and now those exact comparable housing area are selling for $275,000. So you're like, damn, I'm a year in, I'm $25,000 in the hole. We do know by history that real estate values appreciate over time. So again, you're probably gonna get caught back up, maybe a short amount of time, maybe a long amount of time. I don't know. But we do know history has taught us that real estate appreciates. You're not going to have the actual effect when you're dealing with renting. And there could be different factors that can cause how much something appreciates or not. The impact of it is that being, i.e., just say different infrastructure things, new highways, roads, shopping centers, development things around the area and stuff that can change one neighborhood to a hot spot, or decrease the value of your property. They can put like maybe a power plant 5 miles away from your property. Everything just started to drop from there. So just those kind of things you need to kind of be proactive. That's why I really want everyone to understand. We want to always be as proactive as possible when we're thinking about getting these commitments, i.e. renting, i.e. buying a home. Don't just sit here and just go off impulse. I understand things happen. You got to make a move here and there. Somebody lose a job, somebody gets sick, you go through a divorce. When I went to my divorce a couple of years back, there were a lot of decisions. If I had time to lay out a good plan, I would have did. Some of them I didn't have time. So I had to just be a little bit more, on the go with things. So I understand how things happen. But when we sit here just looking through a couple of things, that's why I want to give you these things to consider when you're trying to decide if you should rent or buy. The next one is lifestyle of freedom, and that being flexibility. Renting provides more flexibility, okay? You can easily move when the lease ends without a hassle of selling the property, right? You ain't like it. You 2 or 3 months in, this some bull, whatever. Like we just talked about the power plant coming a couple miles down the road. You got me, but and at least I'm gone. You buy that house, it's at discretion that you can get out of it. Can you sell it? Can you get somebody sold along? Whatever. You might just be stuck there. Oh Lord, I got this neighbor here, they breeding dogs, and I got stuff when the wind blows. And that almost happened with a house I was about to buy. They were raising Great Danes. And I remember looking at that house and that wind blew. Man, so funkified. I couldn't damn believe it. But just imagine I would have turned around, and that I love that house. And but just imagine how they got that crib, just been out there on a sunny day, and I smell Great Dane poop and shit. But anyway, those kind of things, like I said, the flexibility, understanding that is you can get in and out. You locked into the term of the lease, but you can get out of it. That 20, 30, 40-year commitment that the mortgage brings, you're locked in. So just kind of make sure you got the right mindset with going to things like that. The second being customization. Home ownership allows you to customize, decorate the property as you like, giving you a sense of ownership, belonging in the community. Those kind of things you get to look at. You can't just do, I had a couple guys, go in my damn rental houses and act like, I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to love it. I want you to take care of my house like it is yours. But I want you doing all kind of shit that I ain't, that I got to turn around and, some stuff, no. You turn around and you want to add a pool to my house, want to put all kind of other kind of additions and stuff, and your mind is upgrading the house. But no, that's just what you like. You cannot do that with something you rent. With your home, you can do what you want. Another thing to keep in consideration, though, and I've had this happen to a friend of mine that I've had conversations about. When you do buy a home, especially in a home in the covenant community, being a homeowner association, remember any customization that you do have in that house, and that's one of the key things we start looking about buying a home. If you do want to get a home that's a homeowner association, make sure you read that covenant first, because there are things that you can and cannot do in that property that you might not, you didn't overlook it, as far as lighting, as far as signs, as far as just say you want to put mulch, any kind of additions or modifications you want to do to your home or your yard. They may not be allowed, depending on the terms of the homeowner association. And we know, I like homeowner associations because my community is a covenant community. I've been in both, with and without. I like the actual standard that is set. So at the end of the day, I don't have to worry about, because my neighbor got a big ass motor sitting out there in their front yard, and I can't sell my house because they got motors and damn pit bulls in the backyard. I can't do that. I can't sell my house, and my value is going down because I got this stuff going on. But with a homeowner association, the standard is set, like it or don't like it. So again, these kind of things need to be thought of. Remember, we're talking about I got the wrong banner going, I'm running my mouth. Again, we're talking about, should I rent or buy a home? And some of the key considerations that a person should be thinking about in regards to that. Should you rent or buy a home? 1 second. There we go. The next one. Again, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Let me put this in the live feed for you guys. Anybody got any questions or comments around anything like that? Because again, I get asked this question a lot in regards to, hey, I feel like I should be renting or whatever. What are some of the considerations that you should take up? And that's why I want to really have that conversation with you guys today. What's up, Bianco? What you got? What question you got, my brother? Let me see what you got in here. I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you, my brother. Thanks for all the info on the top. Hey, man, bro, I appreciate that. And I hadn't talked to your person. Congratulations on your recent nuptials and everything. And I'm super proud of you, man, and your big brother, man. Love you guys to death, man. Thanks a lot, brother. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, dog. It means a whole lot. We just trying to do the work, put out good information. And if you know anybody, as always, guys, y'all know anybody that could benefit, make sure you let them know I Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and spread the word about the YouTube channel as well. The YouTube channel. Again, we're talking about, should I rent or buy? Some of the key considerations. We went through a few, and I'm going to summarize everything once I get through again. But definitely, whatever platform you're looking on, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, remember the YouTube channel is the main hub. So if you have to leave or you come in the middle of this, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. You can Google Mr. Short Dollar. Google it. Subscribe to the channel. You can come back and look at this whole video in its whole entirety. Just in case you got to leave and you came in the middle of it, just always remember that. Go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Over 800 videos on the YouTube channel. We got on all platforms over 100,000 followers on all the platforms combined. But definitely go there. A lot of great information. Everything's segregated from real estate, finance, grants, entrepreneur, personal finance, all that kind of stuff is on there. So definitely go there to the YouTube channel, take advantage of all the information there. And again, we're talking about key considerations to think about when trying to decide if you should rent or buy. The next one is maintenance and responsibilities. And that's maintenance. And we kind of done maybe cross over a couple of these, in previous things we talked about. But maintenance and responsibility. Homeowners are responsible for maintenance and repairs, which can be costly and time consuming. Telling you with that. Telling you, you got to make sure you're thinking about that prior to. Okay, maintenance. You got to have that in your mind. The leaks, the squeaking, all that kind of stuff. And remember one thing about it: not getting on that stuff early. That being just a leak or a crack or whatever, can cause you a lot more money the later you decide to address it. Okay, we got savvy publicity, PR. Urban real estate or rural real estate is best. It just depends on what you want. And it's kind of, and to that point, the question was asked, urban real estate or rural real estate, which is best? It goes back to what we're talking about, key considerations. You have number one, we have what we like, right? And then what we say what we like, uh brick front, 4 bedroom, big yard, no yard, all this kind of stuff. We have what we like and what we want. What we talking about now is the key consideration to take and kind of to help you with your decision making, because what we like, and then this is what these are let me get this camera together. Oh yeah, there we go. When we look at it, the two ends of the spectrum is what we like and what's available, right? What we like and what's available. And then from that point, we try to have a nice little marriage in between, or close to what we like, or where it makes sense. We're discussing today is these key considerations that really everybody got to look at, because you can be so stuck on I like it and it's available, but a lot of these other stuff, repair costs, lifestyle, all that kind of stuff is impacted in a negative way, and you really ain't enjoying what you got. So that's why I want to have that consideration, because far too often people get into certain situations, renting or buying, and they don't take into consideration because they're looking at what they want and what they got, but not looking at all the other stuff that can have a detrimental impact on it. So that's why we're having this discussion today. I appreciate that question. Let's talk about maintenance. Another thing, we talk about maintenance responsibilities, landlord responsibilities. Renters can rely on landlords for repairs and maintenance costs, reducing their responsibilities. But again, as we stated earlier, a lot of things that a landlord is responsible for. You have emergency things, of course, the leaks, refrigerator, supposed to be air conditioning, heater. But a lot of stuff is just kind of like at their discretion. Once they go through that process of elimination, is it priority? If it's not priority, we'll get to it. And we'll get to it when we get to it, right? So you got to kind of take it. That's just being real. If you have actually rented a place before, you know how that can happen, right? You just say your air goes out, middle of the summer, we're down here in Georgia, air go out, and you can call them, and they're gonna call somebody to come fix your air. And the issue comes up, everybody they call is booked. So they can't come to you for another 3 or 4 days. They may try to find things to help you, like bring you a fan or something like that to kind of alleviate some of your discomfort. It's possible. But for the most part, it's still just based off of let me move real close to the mic. I'm sorry. It's just be close, really, what was available to them. Now, taking consideration the other side of it, you got your own place, you can call. Hey, you can call Mr. Charlie. And Mr. Charlie can come over there and do the quick fix, charge the free on, or whatever needs to be done. You got that flexibility at your house. Or you might be in the same situation. You just can't find any damn body. So those are kind of things we want to look at in regards to just that responsibility thing. But always kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at both. Of course, the landlord has the responsibility for those maintenance and repair costs. But again, you've been in a situation, you kind of understand what they go through, that same little priority thing that you may go through with yourself if you own the home. Like, okay, is it what we call in the Army non-mission capable? Like, hey, it's going to stop the mission. If it stops the mission, we got to get it fixed in. If it's something we can deal with or whatever, we just keep on going. So those kind of things got to be taken into consideration when you're looking at should I rent or buy, with looking at, instead of just looking at everything from the actual surface of it. Okay. The next one is local regulations. Again, we're talking about should I rent or buy, is a key consideration. Local regulations, that being rent control. Some areas have rent control laws that limit how much a landlord can increase rent, provide stability for renters. And it's just, some depending on how your community is legislated, those caps are there. We can't charge over this for rent or whatever. I don't necessarily know if it'll be a big availability on things in certain areas, but those kind of things got to be taken into consideration. Zoning laws, zoning laws and restrictions, especially if you plan on making changes to your property. All this stuff need to be taken into consideration. Even local or even state landlord laws. What the landlord, you have a lease that's stated what the landlord would do in certain things, but also it may be certain things that's not stated on there that may protect the actual tenant or protect the particular landlord. It behooves you to know. We know ignorance is not always an excuse for something. We can say I didn't know, and you generally didn't know. But in the court of law and certain things like that, that's not. You still can't stand on it with that. So I always got to kind of keep that in mind. with doing it. Even with your particular home, it was an abundance of people the past couple of years because I went to some of these same little seminars. Everybody want to buy doing this, that damn fix or flip mentality. They want to buy houses, turn around, turn into Airbnbs and rent them out. So what didn't happen in the past couple of years? People in the communities ain't liking it. They got the damn house next door to them is nothing but a revolving party house. So they had zoning restrictions come out. You can only have so many Airbnbs in certain cities and municipalities. And you can't do that anymore. So you done got into this 20, 30, 40-year commitment, a mortgage on some fix or flip stuff or renting and whatever. And now what you had thoughts of doing, because you might have made a killing for a certain amount of time, you can't even do that anymore. So you got to stay on top and be abreast of what the laws and regulations are. Something like that you can't really get around, but just things to kind of consider when you're doing these kind of things. What would be right, what would be wrong, what would be advantageous for you, not. Because again, there's no excuse for ignorance. I mean, you buy, it behooves you to find out. It behooves you to find out. I always remember when we talk about getting the business deals and doing certain things like that. I always find out why you should not do it. Not to stop you, but to find out, to learn if you can find enough ways to mitigate those losses, mitigate those restrictions where it's not negatively impacting you. Because when you want to get into a particular business, you want to start selling these, creating these, building these, renting out these, all the reasons that you're fine, man, I can make money doing this. All the positives. You always got to find out the negatives, because the negatives may, again, not to scare you. You may you got to equip yourself with the information. What's going on, Pony? My cousin tuning in. What's happening, cuz? How you doing? Appreciate you tuning in too. You got to find that out. You got to find that out. I ain't from the school of thought that, you got to be scared and, don't let folks talk you out of stuff like that. No, it's not that. A wise man going to try to get equipped with as much information as possible, right? Because at the end of the day, once you start spending money, everybody got all the money to gain, but shit, I ain't got all the money to lose. So I'm just saying, with that said, it behooves you to become as knowledgeable as possible about certain situations, okay? That's just how that is. When you have those major corporations come in, they want to do a particular deal, they're going to send their risk management, risk assessment team in first to kind of see. They're going to do that. They're going to do that market study to find out it's going to be beneficial to them or not. Can we make money here? What are the pros and cons? And if the pros are bigger, they'll go in, and start a business or do certain things. And you got the same mentality, right? So your great idea may be a great idea, but your great idea may not be a great idea there or at that time. Just always, don't take it personal, but just equip yourself with that. Especially when we start talking about renting and buying. You're talking about something where it may be this expensive lease that you may be doing. And you're like, man, that's a lot of money to be kicking out for, it may be more beneficial for me to get this mortgage. And it may be. But also you turn around and say, if I get this mortgage, this is what I'm allotted. The house over price, rates, I don't know if they're going to go down anytime soon. I don't know if this is going to have any kind of market appreciation. All this stuff got to be taken into consideration. It's not a right. It's not a wrong. It's just what's the best for you, right? And lastly, we're going to talk about just emotional consideration, that being a sense of ownership. For many, owning a home provides a sense of stability, security, and pride. Nothing like it feeling when this is your crib, you can do what you want to, this, that, and that, walk outside and backyard with your drawers on. Cool, do what you want to do. That's your crib. You have it. It's a great feeling to have and everything like that. So also risk aversion. If you are risk averse and prefer predictable expenses, rent might be a little safer choice. Know who you are. Know how you are. Again, there is no right. There is no wrong. You just want to make sure that you're doing what's best for you. With trying to decide like, okay, if this is going to be the best decision for me, i.e. if I'm going to rent or buy. Okay, I just want you guys to look at it like that. Because again, this is not I'm never going to get into a situation. I always say kind of shy away from people that will tell you, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And they're saying it based off their assumption. But typically when you go people that's in the kind of I ain't gonna say that. I want to say people in the financial world. Because still people get a damn opinion like they're way the right way. But most of the times you deal with somebody that's financially savvy, they're going to tell you exactly what I'm telling you before. Lay out all these different variables in regards to now you can make an honest assessment looking at these particular things. And that's why I want to have that discussion with you guys today. Just consider these factors carefully, and it might be also beneficial to consult with a financial advisor or real estate expert to help you make a decision aligned with your unique circumstances and goals. Okay, definitely want to get some kind of guidance or opinion. So, just to summarize everything, got my little funky notes here. We start talking about. Okay, let me see. A phone call coming in. Get that off of there. Again, what we're talking about is, should I rent or buy? And the key considerations. I'm going to summarize all the key considerations that a person should take. Number one, financial stability, where you are financially and everything. Long-term plans, what you're trying to do big picture-wise with your life, or you try, just settle in, maybe transitioning, whatever. Tax implications. The actual benefit, knowing that you got to pay property taxes and certain things like that, how much would that cost you, especially from a tax filing standpoint, those itemized deductions, things like that, local regulations, those emotional considerations, how you feel about yourself when you're doing it or not. You're going to be stressed out to keep this mortgage or not. If you feel better, if I'm going to feel better, just, renting while I'm in a certain period of my life, costs, monthly costs, paying the rent, repairs, market appreciation, things like that. Lifestyle and freedom, what kind of flexibility you may have. You have more flexibility renting something than you do because, you're locked into that commitment of a mortgage. Maintenance responsibilities. Do you feel like fixing something? Do you feel like being responsible for something or not? Again, there is no right or wrong answer in regards to should you rent or buy. It's just more so based off the different factors and key considerations you got to take. What I do hope that, by us having a discussion today, that I was able to provide some insight to you that you may have been thinking about, may not have been thinking about in regards to home ownership. Now, again, the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. If you came in the middle of the discussion or the tail end, please go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Check out this video in its whole entirety. Leave your comments on there on the video. If you guys know me, I do respond to all comments and questions that are in the comments that on each video. So definitely feel free. I'm sorry, not the damn table. Feel free to leave any kind of questions or comments that you may have and everything. So I appreciate having this discussion with you guys today. We're almost at money in. We probably 2 more months. Not probably. We have 2 more months left in the year. Got a lot of great information coming down the pipe. Your boy getting ready for tax season. I'm an accountant by profession. I will be hiring for tax preparers starting next week. I think the applications go out tomorrow. We'll be posting with doing it. I've been in business over 22 years, and we probably 70% of the workforce is working virtually. And we have a certain system with that. So, definitely will be posting that out. You guys take advantage of that if y'all interested in becoming a tax preparer. Also, I just put in the link to Mr. Short Dollar Tax Business course. If you want to get into business, I have a whole course set up where I've shared everything in between my ears that I've learned over the past 20-some years being in tax preparation business in regards to, acquiring customers, marketing, advertising, running a particular tax office from a virtual perspective or a brick and mortar perspective. All kind of things you need to do from a marketing standpoint for, all calendar long, keeping the relationships going where, I'm at the point now, I'm doing grandkids taxes, right? I started off the early 2000s with people. Now I'm doing their grandbabies taxes and stuff like that. And those kind of things just, I would share with you guys my system and the course. I mean, we just keep it real, hell, this was noon. I'm like this every day, 4-5 months out of the year, I bust my tail. And rest of the year, we cooling. So, that's not a flex move or anything like that, but it took me years to build that, but I didn't have me. And what you can have is the whole course where I'm sharing everything where I can let you guys know, like, look, of course, you're going to have a ton of sweat equity and a commitment to excellence to be able to grow something like that. But if it's something that you want to get into, just want to add, where you can say, hey, you can get you some kind of independence, financial freedom, or just say, look, I want to add a little extra income with that. All that be beneficial to you from either acquiring the course or becoming a preparer with doing it. So all that stuff be available over the next week or so. We just wrapped up, probably for the most part, wrapped up the actual tax season for 2023 because the actual extension deadline was last Monday. So we got slammed with that in a good way and everything. So I do want to tell everybody that did come to us this year for tax preparation purposes. I really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for all the love and support, and thanks for all you guys tuning into, checking us out on social media and all the different platforms. But definitely, you get a chance, go to the YouTube channel, which is, like I said, the main hub where everything is there. So definitely go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and take advantage of all the great information. I mean, the information free, like the courses and all this other tax stuff. Yeah, we selling that, but that's 800 videos that that are free information for you guys to take advantage of. And if you guys know, I charge $210 an hour for a consultant. So I don't talk, I don't work for free. That's stuff that I want to impact, because I do know there's a need for a lot of people out here to that want to become entrepreneurs, that want to become financially independent, things like that. Those videos free. I ain't selling that. You just go there and check it out. You just got to spend your time to sit down, look at the videos, and learn the information that's on there. But it's there, right? So go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Take advantage of great information. Again, appreciate all the love and support. Make sure if you got any questions or anything run across your mind later, go to the YouTube channel, check out this video, and leave your question in the comment section. I say 48 hours, a day or so, I'll be able to respond back. But y'all take it easy. Love you all. Be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.